Hello everybody, welcome to Elite Wellness Warriors. We are found on Facebook, of course, and Elite Wellness Warriors, healing from ME/CFS fibromyalgia. My name is Vishal Soni and it's great to see you at my channel here today. So welcome. Today we're talking about histamine intolerance and we're talking about mast cells. And what is the relationship between these and your ME/CFS fibromyalgia symptoms? Like with all things, the body is one system-wide structure and everything is interlinked. So what part are these little mamas playing in your particular health condition? Let's get right through to it, okay? So the reason why I'm even designing this video is because of my own experience with histamine has been a very turbulent one. I only actually realised that I had this problem about a month and a half ago. And since making the necessary changes, I will tell you now, I have radically improved my health. And when I say radically, I mean radically. So genuinely, everything has become infinitely better. Every neurocognitive problem that I was having has become markedly improved. Despite all of the changes, and you've probably seen many of them on my YouTube clips, on my YouTube videos previous to this one, I have taken myself to a level of health that I never thought was possible, but this has taken me finally to the next level. And this is, in my view, one of the last pieces to my healing journey. So here we go. Without further ado, let me tell you what this is all about. Well, histamine intolerance is related to one of two things. You either have mast cell activation disorder, where the mast cells themselves are too responsive to allergenic triggers, be it environmental, be it chemical, be it stress, be it food. Whatever your triggers are, that could be causing your mast cells to degranulate too quickly. Another option is mastocytosis, which is a little bit more rare, and that is because of abnormally high levels of mast cells in particular organ structures. So for example, if you've got too many mast cells in your bladder, you might urinate too frequently. If you have too many mast cells in your skin, you might experience hives and urticaria and things like that too much. So that could be a factor involved with your particular condition. Now, the symptoms: dizziness, brain fog, neurocognitive problems, fatigue, bloating issues, digestive issues, diarrhea. Some cases you get constipation. All of the hives, breathing difficulties, tachycardia, all of these are anxiety, all of these are common with ME/CFS fibromyalgia. System-wide pain, joint pain, these are all common. So these are the symptoms, and these are also symptoms of histamine intolerance. Now there are four main things that could be causing it. Dietary. Are you having too much spinach, avocado, tomatoes, mature cheeses, cured meats, fermented foods? One of the big triggers for me was I was having loads of kefir, probiotics, and I was getting worse ME/CFS symptoms. I was hospitalized because I was having too many sunflower seeds. Doctors thought, I couldn't believe this one, this is ridiculous. They turned around to me and said, we think you've got an inner ear infection. No, I do not have an inner ear infection, you moron. I have a really serious condition, I need a scan. They eventually sent me for a scan. When I say a CT, I'm saying a CT scan because they actually thought, based on the fact that I couldn't speak properly, based on the fact that I couldn't see properly, based on the fact that I couldn't walk properly, that I might have had a stroke. But one doctor had the audacity to turn around and say, oh, you think you've got an ear infection? No, I don't. Anyway, that's my little diatribe of emotional regurgitation. I'm going to stop now. So those are a list of all of the foods that could be causing it. They are widely available on the internet. Some of them do contradict each other. So please be mindful of that. But those general foods that I've mentioned and the ones behind me are definitely commonly linked. Alcohol, for goodness sake, avoid. It disables your DAO enzyme, which I'm coming to in a minute. And it is a high source of histamine itself. So that should be avoided at all costs. Okay. Strawberries, vinegar, pickled foods, soy, Avoid anything to do with soy. Avoid one of the most allergenic foods on the planet. Bananas, citrus fruits, all of those, avoid. So, I know that sounds like quite a lot, and there's a caveat to that. You can become food phobic, guys. That's not what I'm trying to encourage you to do. I'm saying that these are high histamine foods. With high histamine foods, I'm coming to the treatments later. You have to balance them if you consume them. Okay, so don't want you to become food phobic. That's really, really important. All right, so another factor, DAO enzyme, diamine oxidase enzyme, is deeply responsible for mopping up dietary histamine. So if you have high histamine foods, you can take DAO enzyme, and that will massively assist in your recovery from histamine exposure. It digests it completely. Okay, so it's really, really encouraging if you have that as well. Lack of HNMT, which is histamine N-methyltransferase, I believe. Yeah, it is, okay. And that one breaks down histamine in your cells. You can encourage the production of that in the liver, and it is good to have those sorts of production enzymes, enzyme-producing foods that can encourage the liver to produce it for you. HNMT, you can encourage the production of that. Other causes, fermenting gut, high fermentation within the gut. So if you have lots of sugars, for goodness sake, cut them out. Deeply problematic. You've heard this probably thousands of times before. So, what is the treatment? Okay, treatment. Avoid DAO inhibitors. Alcohol being number one. Take DAO enzymes. They are expensive. That's the only problem with them, but they are deeply beneficial. You must, the number one gold standard is try an elimination diet. So if you reduce your histamines, powerful stuff. It will tell you immediately whether you have a problem. Immediately. I'm saying within about a week. For me, I noticed a difference within a couple of days. It's important, if you have high histamine foods, have an antihistamine food. So for example, nigella sativa seeds. Where the bloody hell is my bottle gone? Here it is. So I have nigella sativa seeds soaked in water. This is a H1 receptor and a H2 receptor antagonist, and that prevents the histamine from binding there and causing inflammation. Reduce your stress. There is, a link between cortisol and CRH and the impact on your histamine levels. They can cause your mast cells to degranulate too quickly. I would therefore say, as a caveat to that, in fact, there is no caveat to that, as a reinforcement of that, have your nigella sativa seeds, have your turmeric, have your basil, have your bioflavonoids rich in things like quercetin, which you can get from red onions. Do all of that sort of wonderful stuff. Have your peppermint tea. Have your nettle tea. Take quercetin if you can. Have vitamin C if you can. And of course, reduce your sugar. Absolutely fundamental, really, really key. So that was a whistle-stop tour of all of the things that you can do to reduce your histamine levels, guys. If you like what you've seen, please endeavour to like. And if you like what you see in my other videos and today's videos, then of course, subscribe. Wishing you wellness always, guys. And please do join us in Elite Wellness Warriors on Facebook. Thank you, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.